Welcome everybody to Gate AMA. Today's guest is beFITTER, and we have the representative and co-founder Ba. How are you, Ba?
I'm good. What about you? How are you guys?
I'm, I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for being here with us today. We know that Move to Earn has been a very big trend lately, so we're pretty excited to speak to you about your project today.
Sure. I'm excited too.
Nice. All right. So, could you please introduce yourself? Give us maybe your background in crypto and the role that you have in the project.
Okay, so hello guys. I'm Bar from beFITTER. So about my background, I have some notable blockchain project that I think some of you may know. I think among the top performing launchpad at the moment, Red Kite and GameFi. So I have worked both in these projects as in charge of marketing and partnership. And then I moved to another roles at IST Lab, which is one of the top incubators in Asia. And my job is basically like a due diligence leaders or investment directors. So I evaluate all the projects that IST Lab incubate, advise, or invest. And I also go along to support and advise the project myself. So I think I have met like a lot of hundreds of projects throughout my time in blockchains and work
Hmm.
closely, advise around 30 projects. Yeah, that's my background.
Okay, very nice. And then later on, you decided to start off with beFITTER,
Ah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
maybe tell us about your role there and what And since
hmm
you see so many projects, maybe what inspired you to start
hmm
beFITTER?
Yeah, so the thing is, it's all started because I was working at IST Lab as due diligence leaders and investment directors. So basically, I have to easily do the research about the market, about the current trends, about their potentials projects. So that's what I'm doing. And I come across this move to earn trends very early. I think from that December when StepN first have their first PR as the one Lana hackathons and start. I was known from then, and I really liked it in the way that I think for the first time, I think a lot of users, even some even non-crypto, had using a Web3 applications. Lord of StepN is like a few thousand, even like one close to 1 million now, and that's a lot for crypto's Web3 projects. And I was very impressed with that. And I was thinking this is very potential, right? Because after it, the whole world is care about health. The whole world's using more fitness app than ever before. And this is a huge chance that we cannot miss it. By the way, Step N is only a running app. It just supports the step-based activities. So I think that the whole move to earn just step-based, just run and walk, which is, there are a lot of more potential in fitness out there. So that's why another thing I think is very potentials, and I think there are a lot of missing pieces there. So I decided to jump in. So I talked with other friends and partners at IST Lab, and and he's the CEO of a company, of a development company. There are 40 guys working on metaverse before, working on other Web3 applications before. So we collab. So basically, we have a company, 40 people working on beFITTER Lab, another 10 people from ICT Lab working on marketing, communities, and design, because that is what we're familiar with. Have incubate, advise a lot of project before. So yeah, that's in total like at least 50 guys working on beFITTER right now. Yeah,
Okay, sounds like a pretty
yeah,
large
that's it.
team. And I want to second it to you.
Yeah.
A lot of I would say the normies around me haven't really talked to me about any dApps, but all of a sudden, these projects, particularly the Move to Earn, start coming out, and they start asking me, "Hey, is this a good thing to do?" I don't want to mention some of the competitors by name, but they're asking me if they can earn some money doing this and to help them get active. So I definitely agree with you that maybe unexpectedly, because at least for me, I would have thought that it was, gaming that might have like impulsed the adoption of crypto. But I agree with you that we are completely seeing normies being very interested in movement.
Mhm.
So it's pretty exciting stuff. Yep. So, just a general question. Our audience today, that's watching from the Gate.io platform, is a mix of loyal users, people that come to the platform a lot, and also newcomers. So, we talked a little bit about the background of the project and
Mhm.
yourself, but maybe tell us specifically about beFITTER now.
Okay, so I think question I can share my screen. Can I? I
Yeah,
think I can
sure.
share my. Yeah. Okay. All right. So can you see my screen?
Uh, 1 second.
I think you. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can
there
see
we
it now,
go.
right? Yeah.
Great.
So yeah. So this is beFITTER website, beFITTER.io. You guys can always go here to for information. So basically, I just present here. This is Sheller, very interesting one. And yeah, so this is the overview of the project. You can go here. I will go through it shortly. So beFITTER is a Web3 FitnessFi and SocialFi applications. So our FitnessFi is very simple to understand, right? Fitness and finance. You can earn for doing activities that good for your health, that include at first right from the mainnet with super tracking, walking, running, cycling. But in the future, we will allow to track any activity that we can track. For example, we are working on swimming as well, and even sleeping. It's so funny. It's a lot of people when I say sleeping, kind of kind of say think of me because why is sleeping? But actually, if you use some wearable app like Apple Watch, you can see that they already can track sleeping or
Right.
sleeping,
Yep.
and
Right.
yeah. I think recently I watched a news that it said that the whole world is not only experienced from the epidemic of COVID, but also from lack of sleep. Like a lot of the of the people nowadays have to suffer from lack of sleep, and trying to,
Hmm.
a sleeping app is also very popular. So that's why we can add these activities. So yeah, we can support a lot of the activity for Fitness Fi, and we, as I mentioned, we also a social fi app. So we allow people to connect with to be creative, to generate content, and to join clubs, to join challenges with each others, and even win some token from that. And we have the leasing features. That's mean you don't need to buy the NFTs. You can rent them for somebody. So basically, it's allow a low to zero cost to join the application. This is the way that we intend to get non-crypto user, because I think, to be honest, I don't think that non-crypto user would risk buying NFT. So this is the way how we
Mm.
onboard them. And
Yeah.
we have the pet mode, which is the game mode, to make exercise more fun. It's basically like a pet game. And last but not least, this application is not only a mobile app, it will be on wearable app, aka fitness tracker, aka smartwatch, because I think this much convenient when you're using them for wearable app instead of using a mobile app when you know doing activity, right? Yeah, that's that all about it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks a lot for that. And then you touched on a very good point that so for example, my normie people down here where I live are asking me, they're a little bit worried that for other move to earn games, they have to purchase the NFT first, and that can be very
Mm,
intimidating for normies. So it seems like you guys have resolve that. There's actually a question from the audience to get more in detail about the renting later, so we'll touch back on that
yeah.
soon. For now, but can you tell us a little bit about the roadmap and the plans that you guys have after listing?
Okay, I think I go share my screen again.
Oh, if you can tell us about the roadmap and what
Yeah,
plans the project has
sure.
after listing.
Yeah, I just said that I just gotta share my screen again.
Okay, gotcha.
Just
There we go.
okay. Okay, you can still the website.
Yeah.
You can zoom in for the roadmap. So already we have IDEO, and I think a top three launchpad in the world right now: Red Kite, GameFi, and Downmakers that already sold out.
Hmm.
And then we have the listing on Gate .io and for all the centralized chains from the very first day.
Hmm.
And we already released the staking right one day after the listing. And then what's next is the launch the mainnet. For a little information that before launching the mainnet, we have followed a quite traditional way of building a product. That's we have the testnet, alpha testnet, and beta testnet
Hmm.
already, like a month last month. And we got then about achievement of that testnet, we got more than 200,000 registered users from all over the world and 32,000 active users in the app. And for a day, you can see that 5,000 people using the app for all over the world. So yeah, that's the testnet we already did, and we're gonna release the main net actually tomorrow.
Okay.
So you guys, yeah, so if you want to use the app, just stay still. It's going to be available on both Android and
Mm,
iOS
okay.
tomorrow. So after the mainnet, what we're gonna do is we're gonna launch the renting system as soon as possible, uh, tentatively on August. So that basically that's just a few weeks after the mainnet release. The reason is I mentioned is that we want to release this to onboard non-crypto users,
Right.
and after the rentings, we will have the in-app system optimizations because we have the team of game designer and data analysis to constantly working on the economy, and we're working on co-branding campaign already for this quarters that including ambassadors. So our ambassador from the real world, we got one is South Africans Paralympic winners,
Mm,
and he even starred in a Netflix series Rising Phonics.
okay.
So he's quite famous in the athletic world. So we could have him, and he's very inspiring too. His story is very inspiring. So that's what we got him for ambassadors. And we will also working with some event like marathons. Basically, we're gonna sponsor one of the top 10 biggest marathon in the world. We have cannot introduce reveal that because
Okay.
we need to announce with them. But anyway, that's is one of the top 10 marathon in the world according to National Geographic magazine. So yeah, that's our co-branding campaign I'm talking about. Like partner with real world people, real world event, real world brands. And after that, for each month and each quarter, we will release other features that are unique from us. For example, like a pet mode, like a wearable app supporting sleeping, supporting swimming, the challenges mode, and also social fi features that gonna go after every month and every quarters. So basically, you should check it out in the roadmap in the website for more details. Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. Thanks a lot for taking us through that. And then, as I was looking at it before, I also noticed something that's pretty important. That so far you guys have been, meeting all these things that you've put on the roadmap, right? Oftentimes, you see projects and they
Yeah.
don't, they commit to certain events on the roadmap, but end up not meeting it. But so far you guys have been dead on the spot, so that's good to see.
Yeah.
And pretty exciting stuff coming out by the end of the year. Um,
Yeah.
so, Bon, we want to, get maybe a little bit more into Move to Earn itself, and maybe talk about the landscape because Move to Earn seems pretty hot right now, as we said at the beginning. What
Mhm.
would you say are some of the main highlights of beFITTER compared to other projects out there?
Okay, so yeah, I understand. There are a lot of moves to earn already, I must say, because I myself have like met at least 10 of them. Uh, Moves as step up and welcomed a lot of them. I met personally a lot of them. So yeah, I think they both have their um, own thing, their own difference, right? But looking at the whole, I think there are a few things that we can stand out that we have the unique selling point. The first thing is, I think the apps that really runnable that already can be used mostly are running and walking app.
Hmm.
You can see that's it.
Right.
They're all step based. So what I'm using in, for example, I'm using in real life, I'm using Strava, and for Strava you can track a lot of activities. So that was I prefer as the normal person because I'm not really passionate about running. I'm not really passionate about
Hmm.
walking. So I wanted to switch activity a little bit. For today, I want to go for cycling.
Hmm.
Tomorrow, if it's sunny, I can go swimming, for example. Like I want to switch activities,
Right.
and that's just what we're aiming for. And also, they're not the app on wearable yet. And
Right. That's
doing
right.
activity with mobile app is very set of bottlenecks. So wearable app, we already working on the UI UX.
Hmm.
So we wouldn't be the first, hopefully the first to have wearable app. And there are all the features that I think that the current Move to Earn project that's nowhere near standard of the traditional app. For example, in a traditional fitness app, it should have the and analysis of your activities, the report, also that you can improve. So that's how can they get a really health savvy person using that. So I think there are a lot of more features that we're working on that can make us really kind of more uh, competitive to traditional app than just current Web3 app. So in that way, we think that we even can compete with traditional app, so that we can get the non-cryptos that using traditional app switching to us, not just for the money, but they think that we are of the same set standard from the traditional app. So that is the first thing I think is like a features.
Hmm.
Web3 app Move to Earn now is very like a features compared to traditional app. So that is the second thing is a technical issue that you can see that a lot of people trying to cheat in the current Move to Earn app.
Yes.
A
Yes.
lot of people to buy a car or special device, they try to make use of the weak GPS to or hack the GPS to cheat. So this is I think very the problem that a lot of people don't like because it's not fair for all the people who really
Right.
walk, run,
Yeah.
cycle, ride.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we already try all our research team already try most of the current Move to Earn app,
Uh-huh.
and we fixed some. We already fixed some of the matter in our testnet. For example, like step N, they can have the problem when when you're at a high-rise building with GPS, and you can use the device to mimic their the actions, but you not really walking or running. So they make use of that. We already solved that. We can detect that if you in high-rise buildings, so that means you are not technically available to do activity. So we will not count your earning back at that situation. So there are some other factors like calculating the speed accurately. So we're working on that already. So there are a lot of other cases of cheating that we need to solve, and we're still working on that. And we're using our AI machine to learn this pattern so that we can in the future do that automatically. Yeah, that's it.
Got
That
it.
was another thing that I
Yeah.
did.
Very, very good overview. Yeah, definitely. I hadn't heard about one of these projects being on the wearables yet. So I think that's going to be key, especially for other things that you mentioned before, such as the sleeping part and maybe other aspects of health, like you mentioned, that are other than just walking and running. So that sounds pretty exciting there. And then regarding the problem of cheating, yeah, that's probably a very hard one to deal with, right? Because
Yeah,
a lot of people are trying to
exactly.
hack the game. But yeah, if you guys can get that figured out, it would be definitely make the project stand out. But we have some questions from Twitter and a few from the audience. So let me put those on screen so that
Okay.
we can answer a few. The first one, as I was telling you earlier, we have here from the audience. We have AbTech Earning. We have. Can you explain me about leasing or renting, and what is the role of PET in your platform? So maybe that
Yeah, that's
that you explained
the
earlier.
pet. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so about the rentings that I mentioned that we're gonna release on August, right? There are two type rentings because as I mentioned that you can, spend low to zero cost. So that two ways. The first way is we call fixed rent. Okay, so for example, Tom, you got a shoe NFTs. I borrow it from you. I pay you like $100 for like let's say 1 month,
Hmm.
and all the reward I'm getting from that shoes, I'm running, walking, cycling, is go to me because I pay you 100 already.
Right.
So the second case is I borrow you a shoe NFTs that we call share profit. Um, I borrow you, I don't pay you a thing. Uh, of course, the reward I getting, I have to split it between you according to certain amount that you and me agree. So that's two type brandings. You can choose to pay little or zero, depend on you. Okay, so the second thing is the pet. Okay, so let me say a little bit about why we create this. So if you're looking at the current Move to Earn projects, there are two type projects. The first one is movement-based games like Genopet. They are inspired by Pokemon Go. And the second type is gamified fitness app like Stepn. So basically, they all have some gamification there, right? Um, and however, if you're looking at their gamified finish app like Stepn, their gamification is not really strong. They're just little in the germs and in level of NFTs. So the thing is, our game designers want to make the gamification in beFITTER much more multiplay, multi-show. So we are inspired by their pet game. So in basically, is that you're gonna have the pet in beFITTERs, and you can walk, run, cycle, whatever with it,
Mm.
and it can sometimes fetch you some bonus token. So yeah, it fetch you some bonus. You need to take care of it, like a pet game. At least you need to feed it, so it only full. It can walk, run, cycle with you, and you can also custom it using other clothes. And some clothes can boost it fetching habit of getting you bonus token too. So yeah, that's it's quite interesting mode that I think that none of their existing gamified fitness app has yet.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. That sounds pretty fun. I mean, it takes care of your fitness and of your pet needs for maybe some of those people that are
Yeah.
locked in an apartment. Um,
Yeah.
so, Bah, thanks a lot for answering that. We have some questions from Twitter as well. This one is project specific. So, let me put it on screen. What is the usefulness, or can you tell us more about Fitter Pass?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me think that shall I share my screen? Anyway, okay. I think I will share my screen
Okay,
very shortly
sure.
for this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, so this is still the website. You can see the NFT system here. We have the shoe, the pad, and of course the thing you're asking about, the Fitter Pass. Okay, so Fitter Pass is special NFT that only usable on beFITTER app. The thing we want to have a Fitter Pass is that there are a lot of features within beFITTER that we cannot let everyone use this. We have to let someone with their, for example, like we have 5,000 Genesis NFT, right? We cannot let everyone buy that because that's only 500 only, and we already sold that a little for the INO, so we have some reserve, and we're gonna give these NFTs to the Fitter Pass top owners. So basically, there are some features like that. We need to get people whitelisted, and we cannot let everyone have. So that's why, because it's limited. So we wouldn't want to sell them or give them via Fitter Pass. Okay, so there are a few ways you can get Fitter Pass. You can get them by staking our tokens, our governance tokens, few on our website, or you can get them sometime in some special event if you win. And with Fitter Pass, you can get accessed, well listed in some special event as mentioned. For example, like shoe NFTs drops. In the future, the pet that I mentioned earlier,
Hmm.
the first pet, we're gonna have the sale for them, and we will have the Fitter Pass owner to have them. Like you need Fitter Pass to whitelist it to the first pet sale. And other features, for example, like creating challenges. So a little bit about the challenges is that at first, we, the fitters, gonna be the one who create challenges for you guys to join.
Hmm.
But in the future, we're thinking about why not only us, right? you guys or even the clubs can create challenges themselves, right? So the thing is, the organizer of the challenges will have some percentage fee of their winning pool. So it's very beneficial. So we don't want someone who utilize that in a bad ways. So we will only allow someone who we think is worthwhile, who has stake to a certain amount of tokens, who have a large amount of fitter pass, to so we can trust to create the challenges. For example, clubs or even normal users. So that is the plan in the futures. Yeah.
Got it. Appreciate that. Um, okay. Now, from Twitter, there's a more general crypto market question that would be great to hear your thoughts on, and particularly related to the project. But um, Cal Janning says, bear market is a challenge to any project. How is beFITTER prepared to face the bear market? What are some of the measures that you guys are taking?
Okay, so yeah, we kind of going through the bear market right now, I think. Um, and I think actually personally I would share my view that I kind of prefer, I kind of like this bear market better in the way that, in the past when I working a lot in blockchains, and I think that like back then last year when the bull is, any project with the pitch deck can go fundraise, and after that they can list the tokens, and then like a year later, I think even some project don't have the mainnet right now.
Yeah.
The project that I talked about like a year ago for listing something, and it's not good, not really good at all. But at now, if you want to raise fund, if you want to listing, if you want to do the marketing, you need to have the product ready. You need to already may have at least the MVP, and you can deliver very shortly after the listing. So that I think is the good way. Is that it's not something on paper, but something that's real in this market, and only good project can survive. And I think this is the good thing because personally I kind of like this more. And of course there are more challenges in the way that people are kind of afraid. But I think we still be strong because at the end of the day, we are not staying this for like a few months or a year. Like in the market, we can survive. We want to survive like throughout the years, and even traditional market, like the company that can survive the hard time, usually the one that can thrive later on and can be meet the biggest in 4 years. So that is what we don't mind. So a solution is that I think basically in bear market or bullish market, there are two things that leading to the collapse of the project. The first thing is they don't have the users.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the one to really use whatever the platform, the infrastructure, the application, anything. They need to have users at the end of the day.
Right.
And the second thing is also the tokenomics, because sometimes, especially with the play to earn or move to earn project, if they have the user but they cannot control the economy, that can be something dangerous too. So there are two things. First thing, you need to have users. And I think for this, we kind of really confident because we have the testnet with over 200,000 registered user and more than 30,000 user already from all over the world. So we kind of confident that we can convert the user to mainnet, and also a lot of NFT sales are already out. A lot of people are trading on secondary marketplace. I think on top 4 NFTs, our volume is now more than 1,000 BNB, even though we just lived on them like a few days. So basically, a lot of people are trading out NFTs. And when the mainnet is out, a lot of them will transfer this NFT to the mainnet to use them. So yeah, I think we quite confident at first about the users we cannot get for the mainnet. And the second thing is the tokenomics. Yes, we have a team of game designer and data analysts who have worked on a lot of projects before. So we kind of have the knowledge and experience with tokenomics and also with the NFT economy. So we will try to make this as sustainable as possible. And we have a few measures very particularly on our web paper. You guys can check it out. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
So
Thanks a lot.
that is.
I'd like to
Mm.
second. Yeah, I mean the bear markets often give projects the room to focus on building, and also
Yeah.
regarding what you mentioned of users, that's key, in the sense that we're really gonna start finding out what are the dApps that had real users, or ones that maybe
Mhm.
their token was booming due to tokenomics, short-term tokenomic reasons,
Mhm.
but were not real users.
Mhm.
So I think we're about to
Mhm.
find out, which dApps actually created an app that people want to use
Mhm.
for, its
Yes.
usability more so than, earning some money potentially. So it's good to hear that
Yeah.
beFITTER is well positioned for that. Um,
Mhm.
bah, there's a few more questions. Let's touch on this one again, just because I want to emphasize it more, because this is one of the most common
Mhm.
questions that I get from my normie people.
Mhm.
Um, what's the minimum requirement, a minimum funds required to play beFITTER? So maybe you can talk about, is renting completely free? Maybe what does it take right now? Maybe you don't want to do renting and you actually want to buy your NFT.
Mhm.
What does it take? Let's maybe touch on that topic a little bit.
Okay, so as you know, the mainnet is out tomorrow, right?
Hmm.
And right now, even before the mainnet, you can go to secondary marketplace like Tofu NFTs to get a shoe NFTs right now. I think the price is, let me check. I'm not really sure. I don't trade in that much, but the price is around, I think, 200 at least for a box of shoe NFTs. And after tomorrow, you can go to beFITTER Marketplace in app to buy ones.
Hmm.
And that would be a lot. I think my estimation, because the price is also depend on the demand and supply of the marketplace. So not really I can be sure about, but I think for the standard price would be like around 200 for shoe NFTs for you to get started. Or you can wait until August until we release the renting system, so you can try the app for free or for very low cost throughout the renting system I mentioned. So yeah, if you want to join the app right now from the mainnet release tomorrow, you should buy it through NFTs via Top NFT or via our own marketplace. Or if you want to join for free, you can wait until the renting system in August. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Very good. I think so. That's the end of our selection of questions from Twitter. At this point, we're gonna need to wrap it up, Ben. But I really thank you for being
Mhm.
here. Do you have any parting words that you want to share with our community? I know that everybody is excited about the main net launch soon. So maybe if you have any words of wisdom to tell us before we leave.
Mhm. Well, I think the mainnet is tomorrow, and you guys can try the app, because I think after the testnet, we got the really good feedback from some guy even say that we currently have the best product right now, which is it's just objective and subjective opinion. But anyway, that's the proof that some people really like the app. So I think you guys can definitely check it out. Very complete in the way that it have the fitness 5 features. You can walk, run, cycle. It also have the profile when you can check on your previous activities, your analysis of your activities, your inventories, your shoe NFTs. It's already have the social medias where you can share your activity, your past activity there, your in-app wallet. And for the mainnet, we would have the special event. Uh, that is the first mix of fitness fi and social fi, is that we can encourage people that you can walk, run, cycle, and create a draw your road in something that makes sense, right in the heart or in the name, whatever. So we can have the competition like that. So if someone who have really good drawing by exercise, they can win these competitions. So yeah, that's is about the mainnet. I hope to see you guys there. So I
Cool.
think that is.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot, Ba. And thank you, everybody,
Mhm.
for joining us today. We're excited about beFITTER coming out soon. So, everybody, please
Mhm.
stay tuned. So, with that said, see you later, everybody.